Jake, congratulations. Very dominant victory for you tonight. How did you feel about your performance overall?
Yeah, I was happy. Stuck to the game plan. Felt like getting more mature each fight, which is the goal. It would have been good to finish him. I landed a lot of straights, a lot of clean punches, damaged him a fair bit. But that's something we'll go back to training. And now that we've got the accuracy down pat, we'll start working on trying to put people to sleep a bit more.
You were open before the fight about how much you respected him and you being a kid and watching him. You said, hey, but it won't get to me. It won't get to me. Were there any moments in there where you're like, this is weird?
Not during the fight. Beforehand, I was just absolute bag of nerves. Coaches probably couldn't tell, but yeah, just a mess inside. It started hitting me. When we get in, I knew when I got in there it would be fine. As soon as I start moving, and then as soon as the fight was done, then that emotion hit me, and now it's starting to sink in. So I think I did a good job of not letting it get to my head.
That's awesome. You dropped him, and then you were real careful about picking your shot, right? Like I thought you might get the finish. Then you end up settling on top of him, and he goes to the submission. Was there any part where you thought I have made a mistake here? I might have been giving up my arm or giving up a triangle?
No. I was always comfortable to go to the ground with him. He's very slick on the ground. I was pushing for the finish, but I know he's resilient. So I thought if I don't put him out within 15, 20 seconds, I'll settle in and start chipping away. Just watch those arms, watch his submissions, because I think he was a black belt when he won the Ultimate Fighter. So he's been a black belt since I was 11 years old. Yeah. So, I always say we wrestle Crocs and stuff back in Australia, so I'm not scared to wrestle with anyone.
This is a cool moment for you. I know you'll enjoy it, but what's next? I mean, 6-1 now at 170 pounds. I mean, you talked about ranked opponents. I mean, you haven't fought in the States much. I know there's pretty much only 2 places to fight right now, it seems. I mean, do you feel like a trip to Vegas is worth it now, or what's next for you?
Yeah, whoever the UFC give me. I've never been one for trash talking, calling on anyone out. UFC have always given me good opponents that always excite me, and they've always done well by me, never thrown me to the wolves. So they're the best in the world at what they do for a reason. So we'll leave it up to them. But I'll probably be asking for something top 15, if not at least close to it for the next one. Wherever it is, the States, Abu Dhabi, I love it here. It was it was an easy fight week. And hopefully next time we come back, we can go see more of the city.
Jake, right here. When Diego got you in that was working for that arm bar, his corner was pretty loud, like screaming to switch to the triangle and everything. Did that benefit you at all, hearing his coaches telling him what to do next?
Yeah, maybe a tip for Stephan Bonnar. Like, he's pretty much telling me what Diego's going to do. So he said, switch to the triangle. Thanks, man. I'll just watch that now. So that's why we've got a little trigger words that we say. Trigger being one of them, but we've got little words that we say. But yeah, I could hear him yelling out, if it was to shoot or if it was to push forward, they pretty much said it before he did it. So it made it a bit easier to read what he was going to do.
And then you said you didn't even know what Diego was going to show up to fight, giving his last few performances. Was that challenging at all in the preparation, taking out the nerves of fighting Diego Sanchez? But it's hard to anticipate which opponent's going to show up, right?
Yeah. We pretty much, I'm a well-rounded fighter. I'll go wherever the fight goes, cage wrestling, on the ground, stand up. So it suited my game plan for us just to work everything. So we worked all aspects really heavily and for this fight. So it was just a matter of just feeling him out for that first, minute or so. By the time the second round came, I thought maybe he might start trying to wrestle since I sort of busted him up in the first round, and he kept coming and standing up. So, by the mid-second round, I knew that was what he was just going to stick with that the whole fight, so I could settle into my rhythm. And then I started, doing a bit more damage and, sat him on his bum in that last round.
And finally, you said if you can't get a top 15, you wouldn't mind another legend on this Legend Killer tour. I think the internet immediately circled that upcoming fight between Condit and Court McGee, which I think is next week, the week before. Is that a fight you'll be watching more closely now?
Yeah, absolutely. Any one of those guys, Matt Browns, Carlos Condits, I've said it, a million times before. So, I know with those guys, they've been in for so long, they're almost like royalty. So you have to go to them to fight. So it was hard to bring them to Australia to fight. So, hopefully going to the States, coming to Abu Dhabi will allow me to get more of those fights. Cool. Thanks, guys.